Recall the incredible triumph of Darci Lynne on America's Got Talent. Her breathtaking voice and ventriloquism captivated audiences the instant she took the stage. Still, America's Got Talent didn't show us everything Darci Lynne had to offer, not even her endearing performances. Along with her endearing puppets and modest stage smiles, we'll meet up with her in this film and delve into her real life. There are obstacles, resolve, hard choices, sacrifices, and the cycle of life and death in this story. Darci Lynne had no enjoyment at all when she was 13 years old. Her exceptional performance skills are the product of many hours spent honing her art. While her friends were out having fun, she would often practice late into the night. She persevered in spite of her crippling shyness and stage fear. With her family's encouragement, she found a way to transform her performance nervousness into an asset, using her weaknesses to her advantage. What gave her the confidence to perform on one of the world's most prestigious stages? It all started when this 12-year-old Oklahoma City native took the stage at America's Got Talent, a global phenomenon in the talent competition industry. Holding her puppet, Petunia Rabbit, close, she smiled innocently and looked into the judges' eyes with a mixture of excitement and nerves. The judges and spectators were captivated as the music started and Darci's voice resounded across the auditorium. The duet, which featured the small girl and her puppet, was absolutely breathtaking. Judge Mel B., visibly moved, pressed the golden buzzer as the song concluded, setting up an explosion of ovation in the audience. With a shower of golden confetti, Darci was whisked away to the live performances in the hearts of millions. Darci would take the stage week after week with a variety of puppet shows that combined ventriloquism, singing, and comedy. Darci did an excellent job giving life to each of her characters, whether it was Edna the Old Lady or Oscar the Mouse. What she did with her performances went beyond just amusement. Her talent was evident in her mesmerizing performances, which were captivating. Tension and excitement built up all night long leading up to the great finale, which marked the end of her trip. With the help of her loyal puppets, Darci put on an absolutely breathtaking performance. With calm and elegance, Darci stood before the judges as they deliberated, a little girl who had already captured the hearts of millions. At last, the time came for Darci to hear his name announced as America's Got Talent's 12th season winner. Overwhelmed by emotion, Darci embraced her puppets tightly as the audience went wild with cheers. She became famous overnight after being the show's youngest ever winner, receiving more votes than any other participant in the show's history, and walking away with $1 million. It was because of her expertise and perseverance that Darci was able to win. But she was always up for a new challenge. A reliable person helped develop her by offering advice. Having a master teach a child star the ropes is nothing new. The legendary Hollywood directors Shirley Temple and the gifted trainers of the Mickey Mouse Club were Justin Timberlake's mentors. Just like them, Darci found a mentor in Gary Owen, who helped mold her into the mesmerizing performer she is now. He made sure her performances were technically perfect by teaching her the ins and outs of controlling the puppets with her voice. But Gary's impact extended far beyond ventriloquism itself. Through his guidance, Darci learned the value of connecting with her audience, gauging their reactions, and adjusting her performance accordingly. He taught her how to make her performances more than just a showcase of talent. He showed her how to inject them with genuine passion, comedy, and story. His guidance was crucial in giving Darci the self-assurance and magnetic personality that helped her shine on America's Got Talent. Even after Darci won the contest, Gary continued to provide him advice. He remained Darci's coach and producer while she embarked on her national tours, providing unwavering support throughout. How then did he come to be her guide? In 2014, Darci's parents strongly encouraged her to participate in the 2014 International Cinderella Scholarship Program, and she did so at the age of 10. The crowd and her parents were in awe of her great performance. After she won, she met Larissa Bonacquisti, a prominent ventriloquist and current holder of the international team title, who advised her on how to improve her act. Darci devoted several nights to practicing and self-teaching in order to polish her technique, clearly taking those lessons to heart. Petunia Rabbit, her first puppet, immediately became a devoted companion. At neighborhood events and talent shows, they wowed audiences with their delightful acts, performing together. The ability to connect with people through ventriloquism and make them laugh and temporarily forget their problems was what captivated Darci the most. Darci was able to conquer her shyness with the help of ventriloquism. She felt liberated and empowered with Petunia by her side. The puppet took on the role of her voice, opening up new avenues of expression for her. Entering Edmund's Got Talent, Darci won first prize after a month of rehearsing and following Bonacusti's advice. Upon his arrival, Gary Owen beheld her. Recognizing Darci's technical ability and her true passion for the craft, he sensed something exceptional in her. She gladly accepted his offer to become her mentor. Gary acted as a mentor and guide, patiently and precisely refining Darci's abilities with his wealth of knowledge and experience. As she honed her lip control skills, he instructed her in the complex mechanisms of ventriloquism, giving her puppets unique voices and becoming an expert at seamless communication. Darci won America's Got Talent thanks to Gary's demanding but supportive coaching, which she used to hone her performance to perfection. Quickly moving on from her time on America's Got Talent to live performances, Darci went on a cross-country tour with her band Darci Lynne and Friends live in the years after her win. It was an incredibly successful tour, attracting admirers from around the world who were anxious to witness her live performance. Ventriloquism, comedy, and music came together in her performances in a fascinating way. As she made appearances on more and more talk shows and special occasions, her fame grew. The Grand Ole Opry was only one of many illustrious places where she has performed. She was a popular TV guest, often asked to relate her story and demonstrate her talent. Thanks to her charismatic demeanor and remarkable talent, Vogue interviewed her and she got to spill the beans on her favorite bands, things she loves, and her celebrity crush. She shared her story of coming to terms with her talent, life experiences, aspirations, and the perseverance that led to her success during an appearance on The Ellen Show. Beginning with her modest origins in Oklahoma, Ellen and Darci delved into the young star's journey. Her genuineness and modesty were on full display, allowing onlookers to see the real her. She began making appearances in holiday specials as well, bringing joy to American homes over the holiday season. The Darci Lynne My Hometown Christmas special was one of her significant appearances. She brought the audience into her world in this touching performance as she performed with her puppets and shared her holiday rituals. Renowned artists and friends made surprise appearances, adding to the joy and celebration of the program. As part of her dedication to giving back, Darci took part in a plethora of charitable activities, not limited to holiday specials. She performed at charity events and fundraisers to support issues near and dear to her heart. She wanted to utilize her fame for good, and her concerts did just that, inspired giving while entertaining. Fans were already enamored with Darci before these appearances, but they brought her compassion and faith in community to a whole new level. Through various social media platforms, Darci has been communicating with her devoted fan base. She sometimes debuts her own compositions and frequently provides behind-the-scenes moments, live music sessions, cover versions of popular songs, and more. By sharing her creative process and daily life with her followers, she has been able to establish a personal connection with her audience through these actions. But it's not easy. Striking a balance between the demands of education and a developing job is no easy feat. More so for an up-and-coming actress like Darci Lynne. Nonetheless, it pales in comparison to the conflict Darci would encounter. Identify the conflict. To find out, continue watching. Darci attended Oklahoma's Deer Creek Middle School as a regular student till she started homeschooling in 8th year. Darci had to deal with the normal highs and lows of being a student, plus the extra pressure of being watched by the public. Before she started homeschooling, she had to figure out how to keep her public and private lives separate, making sure that, despite her rising stardom, she maintained her authenticity. Darci was resolute in her pursuit of academic excellence despite her hectic schedule, even in the midst of the dazzling lights and enthusiastic cheers. It took a lot of self-control and ability to manage one's time well to juggle rehearsals, performances, and academic assignments. It was not uncommon for her to stay up late studying or doing coursework in between shows. It became excessive, regrettably. A diagnosis of cancer followed Darci's onset of health problems. Everyone who knew and loved her was astounded by the diagnosis, not just her. Now she was fighting one of her hardest battles as the lively, vivacious girl who had enchanted millions. Defeating cancer was no picnic. Surgery and chemotherapy were among Darci's many treatments. It was a mentally and physically taxing process, putting her determination to the test. The support of Darci's family was unwavering during this difficult time. They came together to provide her steadfast encouragement and support. She had the unwavering support of her parents, Misty and Clark Farmer, as well as her three brothers, Nate, Dalton, and Nick. Despite everything that happened, Darci's dedication to performing remained unshaken. As long as her health would permit, she kept performing ventriloquism and singing. She found comfort and strength in performing and in her family. After months of treatment and an unrelenting battle, Darci finally got the news she had been waiting for in July of 2020. Her prognosis was clear of cancer. No one could have been happier or more relieved than Darci and her loved ones who had followed her story to this point. It signaled the completion of a terrifying chapter and the start of a fresh chapter brimming with opportunities and optimism. Since overcoming cancer, Darci has been quite active with numerous projects and performances. With her debut in the short film A Cowgirl's Song in April 2022, Darci fearlessly ventured into the realm of acting. This project was a turning point in her career, demonstrating her adaptability and eagerness to attempt new things in the entertainment world. Her image as an artist with many talents was further cemented by the positive reviews of her performance. From July to November of the same year, 2022, Darci performed on her third tour, titled My Lips Are Sealed, Except When They Aren't. Her particular kind of ventriloquism, together with her breathtaking vocal performances and hilarious antics, were on full display during this tour. Audiences around the nation were blown away by the inventiveness and energy of each performance. Additionally, Darci made a triumphant return to America's Got Talent, not in the role of contestant but as a renowned graduate. At first, she performed alongside her cherished puppet, Petunia, on the AD Fantasy League spin-off. But in an unexpected and brave turn of events, Darci eventually performed a solo set, accompanied only by her voice and guitar. It was a public declaration of her maturation and independence from the stereotypical 12-year-old ventriloquist persona that she made with this performance. She had grown as an artist and was ready to take on new challenges. It was a strong statement. Darci has demonstrated remarkable flexibility and openness to new experiences throughout her trip. Whether it's through her live performances, social media, acting, or revisiting old stages, she never ceases to amaze and motivate. Her journey is a testament to tenacity, originality, and the relentless quest of greatness. As Darci keeps developing and discovering her abilities, one thing is sure: her star will keep shining brighter. She has gone a step farther and started illuminating the lives of others. She was resolved to use her position to make a difference in the fight against the fatal disease after emerging from her battle with cancer with a fresh sense of purpose. By being completely transparent with her fans about her battle with illness, Darci became an outspoken supporter of cancer awareness. She took part in initiatives and fundraisers to bring attention to the value of early detection and to fund cancer research. Many found inspiration in her narrative, which she shared with others fighting similar struggles. Participating in cancer research fundraisers was one of Darci's most significant endeavors. Through her participation in awareness campaigns and performances at benefit concerts, she utilized her talent and influence to bring attention to these causes. A large sum of money was raised for cancer research thanks to her efforts, which aided in the hunt for a cure. One of Darci's most important backers was the Oklahoma-based Toby Keith Foundation, which helps sick children recover from cancer. Founded by the late country music legend Toby Keith, the foundation's OK Kids Chorale program provides assistance to families dealing with childhood cancer. With this no-cost home, families can rest easy knowing that their children are safe while they undergo treatment, which is a tremendous relief during one of the hardest periods in their lives. In the 20 years since it began, the Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic in Norman, Oklahoma has grown into a symbol of optimism and giving. A golf tournament, silent auction, and gala dinner have all come together to generate millions of dollars for the OK Kids Corral, a place where families can find solace as their children battle illness. During a recent celebration honoring the OK Kids Corral's 20th anniversary, it was announced that the Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic will contribute entirely to the foundation's goal of offering a complimentary refuge for families dealing with children diagnosed with cancer. An emotional tribute to Toby Keith, whose generosity and vision had made the foundation's purpose possible, filled the evening of the ceremony. His welcoming spirit permeated the entire gathering, even though he was not physically present. An announcement of great significance was the evening's high point. The OK Kids Corral would have unwavering support for low-income families thanks to the Toby Keith Friends Golf Classic, which would donate all of its earnings to the cause. With nearly $3.1 million, they broke their previous fundraising record on the event's 20th anniversary. All of these kids and their families would get the help they need if these money were used. Thanks to Darci's moving performances and her personal investment in the cause, the evening was a huge success. Those in need were uplifted and encouraged just by being in her company. Darci continues to be an inspiration to young cancer sufferers and supports the foundation's objective of creating a caring environment for them. While there, she visits hospitals, spends time with kids getting treatment, and tells them her survival story. By being there, she lifted the spirits of individuals who were down and out, giving them faith that they could achieve their goals despite their circumstances. She is also determined to follow her heart. A few that are completely unrelated to her main role as a puppeteer. Darci once addressed her admirers from the privacy of her room while doing an interview with Vogue. A keyboard could be made out in the distance, suggesting that she was perhaps involved in some other creative endeavor. Playing the piano well is clearly a talent that Darci has developed since she was a little girl. As she played a piece on the keyboard carelessly, viewers got a rare look at this side of her. The amount of time she has spent on the piano is evident in the fluidity with which her fingers glide across the keys. It was soon recognized that Darci has a wide array of talents, although she initially gained fame as a talented ventriloquist. Her presentations revolve around singing and her voice harmonizes beautifully with her puppet friends. Her remarkable vocal range and control were on full display in each duet, in addition to her ventriloquizing skills, holding the attention of viewers. Darci loves music so much that she writes songs about it. When Darci isn't performing, she often finds herself engrossed in her notepad, writing songs that express her innermost feelings and thoughts. She writes songs that are very personal and universally accessible since she is able to put her life experiences into music. It's a window into the life of a creative person whose path is only starting out. However, Darci possesses talents beyond just music. As a means of self-expression and leisure, she also enjoys drawing and painting. She has a natural gift for comedy, which is only one of her numerous talents. Her ventriloquism performances have always been known for her sharp humor and impeccable timing, which have won her fans real laughs in addition to their applause. Comedy is an art form for Darci, and she expertly incorporates it into her performances to make them very memorable. Another area where Darci has truly shone is in public speaking. Her poise and self-assurance in interviews and public speeches demonstrate her personal development and maturity. Whether she's speaking at a charity event or a talk show, she effortlessly engages her audience. Another thing that makes her special is her charisma and the way she can talk to anyone. Basically, Darci is a fantastic performer whose abilities go well beyond what the audience witnessed on America's Got Talent. Is there anything else about her that you find remarkable?